Hey guys, welcome back to Hawk Talk. Today I'm here with Abhi, and we're going to be doing a Seahawks Week 1 preview. They are playing the Indianapolis Colts in Indy, and we're going to be telling you guys what we think the game is going to turn out to be and if the Seahawks are going to win or not. This is our first upload in, I think, about a while. So because the season is finally here, you can expect weekly uploads, and most weeks we'll try to get 2 uploads in, like a game preview and a game analysis after the game. So, without further ado, Abhi, start us off. And what are some key things you think the viewers should watch for in this upcoming game?
Uh, so, so some of the key things that I think are going to be important going into this game are that Carson Wentz is now on the Indianapolis Colts, and we didn't really know if he was going to play tomorrow because he had a foot injury, but he did have full participation in this week's practices, so that's a good sign, obviously for him. And I hope he does better than he did last year, and he improves and gets to that MVP level that we all know he can compete at. Another key point is that the Colts cornerback Xavier Rhodes is out due to a calf injury. We hope this is not too serious or like season ending. We hope this is just like a little cramp or muscle strain, and he can come back next week and play. But that's good for our offense as we're moving into a new offense and trying to figure things out. It's good. It's good. It's going to be helpful for the Seahawks to be able to work it out without a top tier corner like that. And we also have DK Metcalf has a calf injury, so he's going to have limited participation in tomorrow's game, which is kind of unfortunate for my fantasy football team because I have him as a starter. But it's okay. We'll figure it out, and hopefully be in full participation for next week. But with that being said, everybody else on our team is healthy and good to go. So we're set for hopefully a great season. But starting us off, I think this game, the Seahawks are going to win this week against Indy, 21-18 maybe, somewhere around. I feel like it's going to be a really low scoring game because the Indianapolis Colts have a very solid defense along with ours. We got Jamal Adams on our defense. And as you can see last year, he had a really impactful season. And hopefully he keeps that up. And yeah.
So Abhi, I definitely do agree with you for a lot of those things. Another notable Colts player that is down is Quentin Nelson. He's actually one of the best guards in football. He has a foot and back injury, according to Friday's report. So he is questionable for the game. However, on Friday he did do full participation, so I think he might be able. I think he might play, but we'll just have to, just see. Another notable player that will not be playing for the Colts is tackle Eric Fisher, also a very good tackle, but he has an Achilles injury and he had limited participation, so he is also ruled out for the Colts along with Xavier Rhodes. So I think some keys to watch in this game, I think I have actually a few. One of them is obviously the two amazing running backs that the Colts have. And actually I guess you could say three, with Jonathan Taylor, who's a beast, Nyheim Hines, who basically is a wide receiver playing at the running back position, and Marlon Mack, who's just like a bowling ball on third and fourth down. So I think those three guys versus the Seahawks run defense should be interesting to watch. As Bobby Wagner said in his press conference a couple of days ago, they're definitely going to be a handful. So I think the Seahawks definitely need to stay on top of their game and be able to stop them. Another thing that I'm really excited to see is my favorite player on the Seahawks, Jamal Adams. If you guys have watched our previous video, you know that we're super excited to have him back because he's really hype and he's really good for the Seahawks defensive energy. And we saw what he did in week 1 last year against the Falcons. He absolutely dominated. So we really hope that he can do the same thing, this year throughout the entire year, and we hope he can stay healthy. So one, I think, really key thing to watch is how Russell Wilson performs in this offense with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson. I think the main thing though is how Russell Wilson performs, because this is a new offense, obviously, and with Shane Waldron coming in from the Rams, there's going to be a lot of trickery because that's what the Rams do. And I saw the stat off of last year, off of play action passes, Russell Wilson had a 70% completion percentage, and the Rams the last 3 years were top 3 in play action plays, which means that they ran a lot of play action. So I think you can expect to see play action passes from the Seahawks, and hopefully that works in our favor, because the Colts were actually not that good against play action passes. They allowed 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, which is not good for a defense. So I think if the Seahawks can keep a good balance between the run plays and the play actions, then they should be clicking on offense. Like we saw in training camp about a couple of weeks ago, the Seahawks do seem to have a good balance with their offense. So I guess we'll just have to see how that plays out. My final key to watch is DeForest Buckner versus the Seahawks offensive lineman. So obviously we know the offensive linemen in Seattle are, to be completely frank, they're not that great. They're obviously, like, they do decent enough where the Seahawks aren't like being like, oh my god, how do we fix this? But like, obviously there is improvement that can be seen. But there's a kind of big thing with this. They did get Gabe Jackson, who is a guard from Las Vegas, and he is really good. So I think it'll be interesting to see how they'll hold up against DeForest Buckner, because DeForest Buckner, when he was with the 49ers a couple of years ago, he was like something that you had to make sure you stay on key on. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how well they do. So yeah, I think with all of that being said, my prediction is I think this game would be quite close. I think that the Colts are going to be in somewhat control until halftime. And then after halftime, late third quarter and fourth quarter, the Seahawks are just going to start taking control of the game. So I think the final score in this game will be 21 Seahawks, 14 Colts. So, Abhi, what else do you have to add?
But yeah, I feel like you said, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a very close game. It's going to depend on the run a lot. But like you said, it's not just dependent on the Colts run game. The Seahawks run game is also very solid with Chris Carson and Rashad Penny coming back, which is going to be a great addition. We're going to have an amazing run game, I feel like. And especially in the Shane Waldron offense, we're going to have a lot of play action. So yeah, the running backs are going to get a lot of work, and also the defense. Apparently, Jamal Adams is going to get a lot of work, obviously, because he's basically a linebacker in this defense. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we also re-signed Dwayne Brown, so we also have a better offensive line than we had last year going into this year. So that's going to be very helpful going into the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. So I think obviously this game will be an interesting one, just because the Seahawks are the Seahawks. Most of their games, from my history watching them, are always close. I really hope Russell Wilson does well, not just because of my fantasy team, as I have him for my starters league, but I also really want the Seahawks to win this game, Seahawks recently in recent years have been doing really well at 10 a.m. games, even when they're like on the other side of the country. So yeah, you guys heard it from us. We think the Seahawks will do well. We think the Seahawks are gonna win. And yeah, that's all we have for today. We will see you guys on Sunday after the game with a post-game reaction and analysis. Thank you guys for watching. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. See ya.
Hey
guys,
no,
welcome
I'm
back.
doing the intro. What do you mean? You're so like this.
Okay.
Do you guys see what I have to deal with?